Everybody can see the presentation?
Yes.
All right. So, hi, I'm Gabriel, co-founder of Zizuh, and we facilitate international business remittance in real time. But how? We make international business remittance as easy as fast as sending a WhatsApp or an email to someone anywhere in the world. We are changing this mindset that the global markets is only for big companies and is making it available to any company or startup. The growth of international business are limited due to problems in the market, like higher rates that charged by banks that can be twice as much, slow transactions that can take over 24 hours, and also the bureaucracy with a lot of intermediaries in the process. That's why we created Zizuh. We developed a smart algorithm-based platform that reduced the cost at half taxes and speed. Through a user-friendly app, we innovated the onboarding process with a fully digital experience powered by our artificial intelligence. In the app, our customers can open an international business bank account and have access to their statement and their virtual cards. We used a proprietary AI-based algorithm to develop it in a scalable way, in which our transactions are performed in minutes. That's also why we have better price and provide easiness with our friendly and intuitive app. Our customers can decide if they want to withdraw it by a wire transfer or using their credit card. Security is also our priority as we deal with money. So we made it all safe with our military-grade cryptography. And we also have a loyalty program with cashback, and soon we will release our corporate integrations with our API libraries. But why am I so confident of the success in the startup? Our core team is set. We have technology, market, operation, and accountability champions. We are all tech people with the best university in Brazil. I and Rafael won a lot of competitions together and are working together with in trust for 8 years. We are a serial entrepreneur. They are develop in trust. We develop big corporate solutions that are relevant in Brazil, like a secure messenger for World Soccer Cup, an AI-based chatbot for L'Oreal brand's anniversary, and our bots integrate all the system in the state of Bahia and helped them to become TV news when they arrested a wanted man during Carnival with the help of our face recognition. Hugo is our salesman for the last 2 years after doing a great job leading innovation solutions as project manager at Group Soma, a big fashion company. And John is an accountant, also with the team for 2 years, worked as a specialist international remittance with crypto trading at importer companies, and has a master's degree at IME, and managed a tech team at World Soccer Cup and Olympic Games. And the moment couldn't be better. We have the perfect time where the fintech ecosystem is growing large pace. New crypto coins create new arbitrage opportunities, and the open banking with Pix in Brazil, an example that is an instant transfer, will already increase our availability to work 24 by 7, 365 days a year for all Brazilian companies. We are targeting customers that are small and medium business and enterprise that are doing business internationally, either with the international expense or with revenue abroad. We aim for the trillion exchange market, a self-available marketing of 200,000 companies, where we will acquire 32,000 companies that are mapped in our sales pipeline and are part of the SEV's obtainable market. We know we can obtain those slices of the market and grow fast because we have better processing time and much better exchange costs than our direct competitors. Besides issuing a card to our customers with no annual fee, for example, we our spread is fixed at 2% against up to 7% of some banks, and the IOF, that is the government tax for our operation, is only 0.38% instead of the 6.38%. But how do we make money? We have a transaction fee model where our robots perform with up to 2% margin for each operation. And we plan a membership for records that can be done in the B2B market. As I told before, that's our 5 years plan to obtain the service obtainable market of 1.5 billion a year. So we are raising $1 million for 10% of Zizuh, and the funds will be used for technical adjustment in the product, but most of the capital is to boost our sales and marketing to implement our go-to-market strategy of inbound and outbound marketing, support team, and an aggressive strategy of ads. So we know we have to grow fast in the first year, so we hold a place in the market where our vision of exit is that some of those fintechs competitors will want to buy us, but what we are targeting is to follow the pattern of what we are seeing happening with them. So raising funds with Series A, B, C, and so on. And today, we are proud to announce we are more than $80,000 of gross merchandise volume with a 20% growth rate monthly, leading the attention of big companies that are already our customers. And we were just approved at Startup Rio 2020 acceleration program and closed the deal, as Robert mentioned, with OBR Global in the government program. We already had 10,000 invested in bootstrapping that were used as solution to our first working capital needs, and more than 1,000 hours of planning with lawyers and people of the ecosystem to achieve our best company architecture in compliance with national laws, and plus over 3,000 hours of development in the last year. And that's what our customers that are much more global because of Zizuh are talking about us. Módulo, that's a leading security operator in Brazil, are international. They had declared that we are less bureaucratic to send remittance abroad without having to pay high fees to the bank agents. And Sprint, that is a fire company here, also wish he had known us before because her expenses were absurd before the Zizuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. So let me ask a couple of questions. First of all, thank you so much for making the time and doing this presentation. So you compare a lot yourself with banks, but can you make me understand what is the current state of companies using cryptocurrency for business? I mean, clearly, I feel that you have done a good job in making the case on the bank side and the remittance on other transactions that are like the conservative or the traditional way of doing transaction. But what about the other side? What is the state of the cryptocurrency right now? Is other people doing it right now?
You mean that if the companies are concerned of doing this by crypto, or if there's others competitors?
No, I just want to know, you're the expert. So I want to know where are we in terms of companies using cryptocurrency? Are currently companies using cryptocurrency? If so, how many? Is it big? Is it small? What is the stage of the industry?
Yeah, it's starting. Of those competitors I said, there is only one of them that use crypto remittance, and it's only for United Kingdom. That is the Remittance Online. So when we use crypto, it's like a little bit different of the business plan because it's not like more P2P. You buy cheaper and sell expensive. You really do the transaction at this moment. So probably that's because there's not a lot of others using crypto right now.
And why do you
It's
think
kind
it
of,
that? Why do you think people are not using that, or businesses are not using that, the crypto side of the house?
I, I think it's because of this, because it would change the business model of how they act today. So it would be like a big change for them. And as it's what they are doing is working, they, as I said, there's one that's trying, but it's not like they're not. I don't think they're thinking in change something big right now.
Okay, so I would encourage you to compare yourself to your other peers. I know you put one of the United Kingdom, but I wonder if what you're trying to attack is not the fees associated with international business, but opening up a new way of doing business, right? I feel that the problem that you're trying to solve is not going to be necessarily the fees, because if the problem was that, I think companies would have already jumped on that. I feel
Yeah,
that the problem you're trying to solve goes beyond that, and is how can we make awareness that cryptocurrency is a secure, valid, legit way in which we can run an international business. I think it's a perception of value. That's my theory. I mean, I think people, when you're running a company, you probably have, as a CEO, a pretty hard job, and is managing risk. And when there is a big unknown, when you don't know what cryptocurrency is, how does it work, you probably don't want to play with it because it's too much risk, right? So I feel that part of the challenge that businesses are dealing with right now with cryptocurrency is that the unknown, and maybe you as an expert can help us,
yeah.
leap,
It,
that faith, and start working with it. And then the other one, all the efficiencies that come with it. That's my theory.
yeah, indeed, it's a big challenge, because people stay like there's a lot of fraud involving crypto, so they are afraid of going to like a fraud. But as you told, our benefits not only the rates based on our price. One of the big things that we can do it because of the crypto is doing the transaction really really fast, like in some seconds it's already available at your balance. So we saw that this reduce a lot of the fear of the and the concerns of the company, because you make the transfer and in some seconds it's available at balance. So it reduce a lot the concerns of I think it's not gonna get out in the other side.
And I
But
think, I
we
think the efficiency of cryptocurrency, for what I know, and I'm not an expert, and I haven't bought any cryptocurrencies yet, is, I read a huge article on it, and in paper, or theoretically, makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, let's cut the middleman, the bank that is just screwing us up, and let's make it work for all of us, right? But the perception of, clearly in the market, the perception of risk versus benefit hasn't crossed enough where people are just jumping over the fence to go there. I mean, maybe that conduit, that bridge, is you, right? So one of the things that I will encourage you as a company is being that resource, for CEOs to understand, that the benefits outweigh the risk, and how do you diminish that risk,
Perfect.
where somebody feels comfortable using your service. I think that's going to be the challenge. I think that, nuts and bolts on how, because you're a first mover, you're pretty early on this industry as a whole. I think there is no much comps in terms. I mean, one of the things that when I started looking into it was, how do you compare to the competitors, not banks but cryptocurrency guys, and what makes you different, right? And that's when you start developing, like, what we call competitive advantages, and some of them are going to be sustainable, and some of them are not going to be sustainable, right? Are going to be easy to replicate. But I feel that at this stage in time, we're not even there. We're talking like, is this even feasible? Are really companies going to jump on this? And I think it would have been a lot different if you come with amazing data saying, you know what, David, data is showing that only 5% of the global business are in cryptocurrency, but that's growing at a 50% rate every month. then the conversation changes, because it's like, oh my God, we're running late. We just need to double down on this, but we're not there yet, right? So that would be my 2 cents. How do you incorporate in your pitch a component of I think a perception of risk, right? That would be my 2 cents. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, perfect. Understood.
Yeah, very good, David. We're listening to some of the things that we also believed are part of the challenges going forward. And you mentioned a couple of things that has been already discussed before, which is perception of value and beyond the fees, and educating the market, right? Which I translate what you said about helping those C-level executives make those decisions based on knowing and understanding, and that can only come with educating the market.
Yeah, and it might be the strategy, is letting folks like, and again, a CEO that has an international business and has real volume is pretty busy, right? So you getting their attention is gonna be hard. But if you get your attention, perhaps what you say is let's do a couple of runs, a beta test within one of your product lines that is minimum at the volume level, and we do it for free, right? Because once the CEO start realizing what you just said, that the money is available like that, and you don't have to wait the 3 or 5 days to get the money in your bank, and then the exchange rate, you just eat alive your margins, and then you start looking into the efficiencies, because I feel that that's the name of the game when it comes to cryptocurrency. The efficiency is just so high, security is just so high, and maybe they are more reluctant to actually trying it.
Yeah, well, I think at the end, what you just mentioned, it really is where the overall challenges converge, which is, let me have the benefit axis be greater than the risk axis as overall perception.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Well, this has been very helpful and useful. If you have anything else that you'd like to share, David, please. Otherwise, I'm going to invite my friends from Zizuh to step down, because we have another company coming on. And I'll come back to you, Gabriel, Hugo, Rafael, João. And I think Isolé is on board here too, right? I don't know if Hamilton was able to come. Isolé is here too, yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, Isolé, please stay on board for Privacy Tools. I'm just asking for Zizuh to move on.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Very much.
I'll give you some feedback later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Bye. Bye.
Isolé, meet David Fonseca from Velocity, Texas. He is the
Hi.
executive VP and also
My
chairman
pleasure.
for Alamo Angels. And he's our partner for the Velocity Brasil program.
Yes,
And-
very nice meeting you.
Yeah. So we're waiting for Privacy Tools to come on board. Privacy Tools, David, is one, just got invested locally. And we believe that although there are but they do cross the biomedical vertical, because they're focused on privacy. So they are LGPD, which is a Brazil equivalent regulatory framework, GDPR in Europe. California has its own RDC-CPA, and there are about 30 some states following suit on what California has done, as creating their own privacy regulatory framework in which every organization has to go by. So perhaps it could be for some consideration up in the second semester for Velocity itself.
Excellent.
Okay. And just as an update, yes, I did speak to Alessandra Toomey. She really thought that for them, it's the best solution, because they still have some matters they want to work locally. And I also mentioned to her that we'll fast track her locally here. So when she comes in July, she really hits the ground running.
Okay, super. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah. Do all that preparatory work let's do it in-house here in Brazil rather than in San Antonio. San Antonio, we want to go to the front line.
Super. Glad to hear.
So let me poke privacy. Let me see if do you have anyone in the, no, you don't, huh? I'm a co-host, I should see that already. Let me poke Mr. Morrison. Maybe I should give him the link through here. Oh, here he is.
Marisol.
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 Marisol, that's how you pronounce it. Marisol. Good afternoon.
Hey, Marisol.
Yeah, he's getting his audio together.
No, hello.
Yes. Good afternoon,
Uh,
Marisol.
Good afternoon for everyone. I was just configuring my audio.
How are you?